Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces 222. It is Tuesday, November 5th, 2019. I do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. Crazy dreams last night, guys. Pretty crazy dreams, not gonna lie. Which is actually very interesting. Because actually the first card out is Pisces. So yeah, still feeling definitely that the twins are very, very heightened in the 5D right now. Now, you may not be feeling your counterpart necessarily, but they are definitely still communicating with you. So dreams, song messages, signs, synchronicities, that sort of thing. It's not just your counterpart, but the universe is also contacting you, or the spirit, God, whoever you believe in here. Definitely coming through, I feel, loud and clear. And Divine Feminine, definitely embracing this, I do feel. A lot more Divine Feminines are... I know it's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, it's like they're embracing it more and more and more, and that's probably why you're getting more and more and more communication this way, okay? Still feeling kind of like Divine Feminines, just going with the flow, taking things one day at a time, which is actually what you should be doing. You should be living in the now anyway. You shouldn't be worrying about the future, shouldn't be thinking about the past, right? Just kind of going with the flow. Divine Masculine, I'm feeling very emotional today. Divine Masculine, very emotional today. Not gonna lie, guys, I had a mini purge this morning right after I woke up. I received another message, so it was interesting. Triggered me. So yeah, very emotional today. Still a lot of resentment in these connections, absolutely. A lot of resentment. Still feeling like some sort of betrayal or perceived betrayal. It may not actually be a betrayal, but more of just a resentment in general, and like looking to blame someone. This goes both ways. This isn't just Divine Masculine, okay? This is Divine Feminine too. Divine Feminine, I feel, again, you know, it's kind of taken a little bit more accountability with herself at this point, but there's still some resentment in some of these connections, absolutely. And then, of course, there's resentment in karmic situations, and there are cycles that need to end here. And there is definitely an ending coming to a lot of these cycles, guys. So Divine Feminine kind of breathing a sigh of relief at this point, because these cycles have been repeating over and over and over again, and it's like Divine Feminine finally said, enough, I'm done. Right? But Divine Masculine is still working all of that out. Okay, so I do feel the pull very strong today. Even if you're not actually feeling your twin necessarily, you may still feel the pull itself, okay? Definitely a lot of hot and cold aspects here, not just in the 3D, but also in the 5D. So if you're not feeling your counterpart, you know, it's the same kind of dynamic, okay? The hot and cold, touch and go, as I like to call it, right? But the connection itself is growing. There's actually a lot going on behind the scenes that you're probably not seeing right now. So keep that in mind. There's always a duality, okay? Just because you see something doesn't mean it's actually true, right? So you need to stand in your own security. Stop being insecure about your connection. Stop being insecure about yourself, because there's a lot of insecurity coming through, okay? And if you're insecure, your counterpart's going to be insecure, okay? So keep that in mind. And a lot of them are insecure right now. A lot of Divine Masculines very insecure about a lot. They're questioning their sanity right now. A lot of them are. They do. They think they're insane. They think they're insane. They're turning it inwards now. So actually this resentment, this betrayal, this wanting to blame someone, it's like they're turning it in on themselves now. They're not blaming Divine Feminine, they're not blaming their karmic, they're blaming themselves right now. Which actually, if you think about it, is an interesting shift, okay? You don't want to blame yourself necessarily, but it's kind of a step in the right direction where they're actually looking at themselves and they're like, okay, well, how did I get myself into this situation that I'm not happy in, right? So if they can figure out how they got themselves in, they can figure out how to get themselves out, right? So it's actually a good thing sitting there, that self-reflection, trying to figure out what the next move is going to be, but it is bringing a lot of insecurities to the surface, okay? So just keep that in mind. They are very impatient to move. They don't want to be there. Divine Feminine is very impatient, but not as much. At this point, I'm not feeling it as much with the connection. Yeah, it's more, again, karmic situations for Divine Feminine. She's impatient with the karmic situation, really trying to move forward. Some have taken steps to release their karmic situation. Skipping. Okay. To release their karmic situation and moving forward full speed ahead. Okay? So that's actually a really good thing. Divine Masculine just feeling very, very impatient. Very impatient with himself right now. Like I said, a lot of insecurities come to the surface, definitely. I feel a lot of inner child wounds coming to the surface, very much so. And it's been happening for a while. Like I said, it's kind of bubbling up one at a time, but now it's like in mass. It's like bubbling up in mass, okay? And it's causing a lot of heartache right now. Again, you know, a lot of feelings of betrayal. I feel like a lot of Divine Masculines are kind of in their head, kind of going through the past, a lot of their past transgressions, so to speak. A lot of them are facing their karma. And as we know, we bring karma upon ourselves, don't we? Yeah. But also a lot of past life karma and that sort of thing. So they actually may be getting dreams, downloads, that sort of thing about not just the connection like now in this lifetime, but possibly past lifetimes as well. Okay. And actually seeing these things. They may not be putting two and two together, but it is triggering something. Okay. It's triggering some sort of past life karma, like purge. Does that make sense? And a lot of them are getting to the point where they cannot hold back the purging anymore. It's not funny. Purging's not funny. So that's really interesting. Divine Feminine just kind of feeling good, I think, for the most part. Most Divine Feminines have really blossomed, I feel, within this last couple of weeks. You know, also through self-reflection and that sort of thing, and the ending of cycles and the ending of the karmic situations and things like that that were making them feel stuck. They no longer feel stagnant in their mission, if you do have mission. Those of you who hadn't found mission are now finding their mission and moving forward, and that's really, really good. So yeah, I do feel though, yeah, still a lot of stuck energies on the Divine Masculine side. So, I'm seeing here solar plexus, head, third eye, and root for the most part here. If you want to clear those out, okay. And Divine Masculine, yeah, these insecurities are definitely running rampant with him right now. And I know we've kind of discussed feeling like those random spurts of anxiety and panic and fear. You know, and Divine Masculine's kind of pulled back a little bit because they know they're projecting this, okay? They're projecting this onto Divine Feminine, and Divine Feminine can feel it, okay? So it's like they pulled back a little bit, but you still may every now and then feel this, all right? Feeling like you're out of control and that things are just whirling around you and you have no idea what to do. Divine Feminine, I do feel, again, though, is stepping into her power a little bit more every single day, but there's still some insecurities within Divine Feminine too, okay? It's not all Divine Masculine, absolutely not. So it's a process, right? It's a process. All right, let's take a look at Divine Masculine, see what's going on. Yeah. Yes, very impatient for movement. And things are actually moving in the right direction. The self-reflection stage, the hermit mode, the purging of karma and that sort of thing, it's all progressing the way that it should, okay? And yes, they're feeling out of control, but because, you know, you can't control this. And they don't like it. They don't like the fact that they can't control it. And so that's bringing up a lot of triggers within itself. And actually, I like this depiction. It's kind of like the Four of Wands here. See that? See that? So it's like movement within the connection, even though it may not seem like it right now. But a lot of Divine Masculines are very, very triggered. And they're trying to regain control big time. They're trying to regain control but they're realizing that they cannot control this connection. They can't control anything about it. The only thing they can control is themselves. And so these triggers are forcing them to go within and do the self-reflection aspect, okay, which is going to bring up shadows. It's going to bring up karma. It's going to bring up inner child wounds and all sorts of things that they're going to need to purge, which of course leads to tower moments and that sort of thing. But all that's happening here is to bring them into their inner peace, their inner happiness, because a lot of these divine masculines have not had this. They have not. Putting on a happy face, making everybody think that they're fine, whatever, but inside they're struggling, right? And I am picking up children here, but also could be highlighting again those inner child wounds. But yeah, so this is all right now. What's going on now? The face that they're showing the world right now is an illusion. It's an illusion. Okay, inside they're really inside they are a mess. Okay, they're a big mess. Yeah, facing what they really don't want to face, which is themselves. Right, it's not funny. I'm sorry. So yeah, but definitely a lot being illuminated here. Okay, and this purging, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen whether they want it to or not. It's going to happen. Okay. They're turning their back on it right now, but they can't turn their backs on it for much longer. Okay, it's like they turn one way and they have to face themselves. They turn the other way, they have to face their karma. There really is nowhere to go. They're stuck here. Okay, it's sink or swim time. Okay. So yeah, and it's forcing the end of these cycles, absolutely. So I do feel a lot of cycles going to be ending. Now, they may not necessarily, I'm sorry, I feel like cat hair, and I hate that. Okay. The ending of karmic cycles, yes, but also cycles within themselves. Like, if they have a cycle of self-abuse, recreational drug use, alcoholism, even prescription medications, just a cycle in general that is repeated over and over and over again. This is going to be ending, okay? And it's definitely got them anxious, afraid. And they're like blinding themselves to this. But all that's happening is it's making them more and more and more anxious. It's kind of like, let's just end these cycles already so that, Divine Masculine doesn't have to feel anxious anymore, right? But it doesn't work that way. So, yay! All right, let's take a look at Divine Feminine. I got some better news. I feel like it's better news. Yep, Divine Feminine, still in Hermit. Still going within, still figuring out her stuff. She's really pulled, I do feel a lot of Divine Feminines have pulled back from the connections, okay? She's just taking a time out. Trying to sort out her own truth here. Trying to sort out her own anxieties, her own fears, her own insecurities that are coming to the surface so that she can purge them, right? And step into that emotional intelligence that is required for inner balance, right? And I do feel some purging definitely coming for Divine Feminine, if it hasn't hit already. And I feel like it's almost like a steady purge. It's not like what's happening with Divine Masculine where it's like all at once. I feel like this is happening for Divine Feminine little bit by little bit. It's like a little bit bubbles up, you purge it. A little bit more bubbles up, you purge it, right? Where Divine Masculine, it's like he's trying to bubble up and then he doesn't purge it. He just represses, and then more and more happens until he gets to the point where he just explodes. But I do feel some Divine Feminines, still feeling this anxiety, still feeling this trapped feeling. Divine Feminine, you are not trapped. You are not trapped, okay? You might be feeling this from Divine Masculine and mistaking it for you. Okay, so you really want to evaluate those feelings and see what you're actually feeling, because there is no reason why you should feel stuck. You already know that you control what you do. You control how you feel. You don't need to feel stuck. There's absolutely no reason for you to feel stuck. So you might want to go within and figure out why you're feeling this, okay? Because it's almost like anxiety over the truth here, which again, there's some Divine Feminines who are not completely in their truth, okay? Especially to those around them. All right, and now you decide when you're going to do that. That's up to you, but I'm just saying, like, this could be a block for you, okay? Because see how she's got the sword in her mouth? She's not speaking her truth. She's blinding herself to the fact that she doesn't need to speak her truth to everyone, okay? And that's not true. Speak your truth, live your truth. Don't be afraid of what people think of you. It really doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't change a thing. You lying to yourself, you lying to others does not change anything. Not one thing, right? So stand in your truth, all right? Everything will fall into place. And, you know, if there are people around you that judge you, that fall away, they were supposed to. They weren't supposed to be there during this part of your journey. Some of them should have been gone probably a long time ago, right? All of this, doesn't matter. This matters. Your Ace of Cups and your Divine Counterpart's Ace of Cups. Okay? The people that are around you that are keeping you feeling stuck, they don't matter. They don't matter one bit. Okay? So don't fear people falling away. Okay? Release them. Let it go. And then move on. Okay? All right, let's get some messages from the counterparts. I went ahead and pulled them, so. Now they're blaming themselves. Mm-hmm. I don't wanna run away, but I can't take it. I don't understand. Alright, let's get some messages. Okay, so yeah, I feel like Divine Feminine's kind of dipping back and forth in ego at this point. And that could be what's causing anxiety. You could be overthinking things. Stop overthinking things. Okay, you have all the answers you need. You don't need to overthink it. Go with the heart, not the ego. Okay? So definitely make sure that you're standing in your truth. You're standing in your strength. Okay? And a lot of you definitely are reigning in your abundance. Absolutely. Bringing in a lot of abundance to yourself. You're working really hard. And you know what? It's going to pay off. There's no reason to feel anxious. I know a lot of us do feel anxious right before we take a leap of faith, right? But once you take that leap of faith, good things happen. I do feel a lot of cycles are ending, but also a lot of cycles are beginning. Now, this could be with you and your person. This could be actually you and your karmic. A brand new cycle with your karmic could be starting. Some of you have a soulmate that's coming in, okay? So keep that in mind. Either way, I do feel a lot of you, a lot of cycles will be starting once this Scorpio season has finished. And make sure that you're releasing expectations, you're releasing control, you're releasing resentment, fear, anger, frustration. Release it. Release it. Don't sit there and dwell in it, okay? And yes, negativity too. Release negativity. Alright, and of course it's Scorpio season. This is the second time Scorpios come up. So I think they're trying to drive it home, guys. Alright, well thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.